Welcome to a brand new episode of the Oracles. The beautiful, most talented superstar Oracle is here with us today. She most definitely could not miss this opportunity to speak to our guest this time around. Z Mazibugo is here, and I'm excited that she's here with us. Now, this week, we are doing something we have never done before. We're doing a part two of an interview. When I spoke to this guy a few weeks ago, we had to cut our interview short because we had so much to talk about, but we did not have the time to cover everything. We've done the intro before, so we don't have to go through that again. However, this time around, I get to include one little thing that I did not know before. Ladies and gentlemen, the Oracles present to you the first man to ever come back for a second round of our conversation, a man whose real name we now know, Thapelo Mudiela. But if you're familiar with SOTRA Cyphers, you know him as SPeeKa. SPeeKa, how are you doing, bro?
I'm well on yourself, man. Thanks again for having me. Always. Man, you can have a part 3, part 4.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, dog.
No, man, we love having you here. I loved you last time. Z watched the episode and she loved you. So we're glad that you're here, man. But, actually, part 3, we will do it. But when we do it, it will actually be in person. We won't do this whole Zoom thing. But we'll definitely we'll do the part 3.
Yeah.
Just say when.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, definitely will. Definitely will. SPeeKa, actually, because I want us to pick up from where we left off last time. So last time we spoke, we were last speaking about SOTRA Cyphers, and this time around, still SOTRA Cyphers. But I know that last year you were at Back to the City. You were supposed to have a booth there. Now, was it your first time actually doing SOTRA Cyphers at Back to the City?
Technically, no. It wasn't my first time. In 2019, literally the last Back to the City to happen before, the C word. So when they booked me for that performance, I decided that I'm going to include a SOTRA Cypher during my set. And and I did that again last year when I got booked. But I had also planned to have like a little a setup where I would have like a young a tent gazebo booth setup where I'd be shooting SOTRA Cyphers verses at Back to the City. But unfortunately, literally the night before.
I actually wanted to go there. But tell us about it.
So the night before, unfortunately, the car that had not all, but a lot of the equipment we were going to use for that got stolen, right? So obviously we couldn't do that anymore, but I continued with my set and still had the SOTRA Cyphers on stage. Side note, we eventually recovered the car, by the way, a few months ago. Yeah. We got the car back.
The equipment was are you living in?
Right? I also couldn't because I got the call. They were like, "Yo, man, they found the car." I was like, "No ways. Like, come through right now." I was like, "I'm coming there now." I went there and I thought I was dreaming. I got in the car and most of everything was still there, and I could see like, okay, man, this is our car. So I was, really impressed with the law for coming through.
You're one of the few people, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I get that same reaction when I tell people that we recovered the car. They're like, "What? What? How? When?" Because honestly, I had like, I was like, "All right, cool.
Yeah.
It is what it is." And then and a part of me was like, man, I hope when I get to the car, I'll at least find, a few of the stuff there. But they made sure, those guys, because we also had like a bunch of like merch, like hoodies, hats, t-shirts. So I'm guessing they saw that and they were like, maybe someone's gonna buy it. So I was hoping like I'll bump into someone, I don't know, like maybe in some other hood rocking a SOTRA Cyphers hoodie, because at this moment I literally sell every single piece of merch that you see. So if you see someone wearing a SOTRA Cyphers t-shirt or hoodie, they most likely got it from me. And I sort of know everyone's face. So if I were to spot someone that I don't recognize, where did you get that t-shirt? Yeah, but the merch was probably, yeah, but the car got retrieved. So, happy ending, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's a win. It's a win.
Yeah, it's a win. It's a win.
Yeah. Because actually,
that's so wild.
Yeah, because how do you power on to actually do your thing after you have lost a car and you've lost some of your equipment? Because I actually remember the P.O. He got his car stolen.
That's what I'm thinking about actually right now.
Yeah, also got his car stolen right before he went on stage. I think right before Back to the City. And he still went on stage and did his thing. But where do you find the strength to actually power on and do your thing?
Man, I think probably the same strength that P-Dot had on that stage, because it's the love for this thing, man. This hip-hop thing that we're doing. And also for speaking for myself, I wasn't alone. There was a bunch of us. I was working with a team. So the fact that the team, sort of like were like, "Hey man, chin up, man.
Yeah.
These things happen. You know what country you live in. So let's let's make tomorrow happen," because we had been working for months. Preparing for Back to the City. And it would have been a shame to let that mess up our entire weekend. So so such tired. I said, no. The show must go on. The show must go on. Like, even if you had bumped into me at Back to the City, you wouldn't tell that, "Oh, did this guy really lose a car?" Nah, no ways. Because people would when they approach me, they would be like cautious. They'd be like cautious, like, should I approach him with excitement because he's going through something? He went, Ash, sorry about the car, bro. And I'd be like, "No, it's all good, man. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, so it's the love for this thing, and keeping it in my head that we worked too hard to get on that stage. So there's no way I'm gonna let the criminals win. Because if I don't go to the show, the criminals won. And it didn't win because we performed and we got the car back. So in your face.
Yeah.
This energy you have now, like the approach to everything, like you performing in Back to the City, it makes me think about what approach you have right now going into the 7th anniversary. That's how you're calling it, I think, to celebrate this, right? And you're dropping the lineup tomorrow. But now what I'm asking, is going through it, what can we expect? How are you feeling about it? What excitement are you trying to push? What positivity are you trying to push? What is your train of thought right now with celebrating so many years during this thing?
Yo, man, where do I even begin? I don't know if I said this during the last interview with Umanelisi, but for me, right, shooting every single SOTRA Cyphers episode is the equivalent of being a soccer fan and getting to attend a Messi or Ronaldo training, like just sitting there watching them do the thing in the field, and you're just there. So every shoot gets me excited. With the anniversaries, they get me particularly excited because of now this is from a fan's perspective, like it's like an hour-long cipher, literally just non-stop rapping for an hour. And every year I try to do something a little bit different. I didn't want to reveal what I'll be doing different for this year's, but because it's you guys.
Yeah, please.
Because it's you guys. Yeah, because it's so this year the thing that I'm doing different is that like what I usually do is that I'll cook up a new beat for an anniversary, and then you hear that same beat for a whole hour with different cats jumping on. So this year I decided to use different beats from previous episodes and have them just sort of mix into each other as the special goes along, So I'm really excited about that. I cannot wait for people to see what I put together. Yeah. So that's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. And also, there's I won't tell you his name, but there's a particular rapper that I had been trying to. He's not like a major rapper. He's still a kid on the come up, but I've been trying to get this kid on SOTRA Cyphers probably for over a year. And it's always there's always been something getting in the way. Like, man, I can't make it, funds. Man, I said we shoot on this day, but now I can't make it because this came up, But he eventually pulled up and he delivered. And man, this is definitely of all the anniversary specials that I shot, but not including the 5-year anniversary, because that one is particularly special. Right. I was worrying about the other anniversary specials. Yeah. This one is definitely my favorite, hands down.
And it probably hasn't even happened yet. All right, cool.
Yeah, and actually, okay, we know that this one is going to be is your favorite anniversary, but I want to know about a particular cipher or particular rapper which you consider to be your favorite of all the guys that you've had doing the ciphers.
There's a lot, but top of the list is definitely Stogie.
Yeah.
Right. Not only because lyrically I feel like it's the best, but because like in my personal SA hip hop top 5, he has been my number one. He has been my number one, right? Yeah. So besides the verse itself, the whole process it took for me to finally have this guy literally show up at my doorstep is insane. I feel like if I were to tell my 16-year-old self that, hey, my guy, that guy to me for the volume that you love so much? Yeah, what about him? Well, he showed up to your doorstep to rap. Like, it's insane, dog. Like, like there's no way. Like, there's no. So that the verse, the whole experience is that's the one. That's the one. I mean, I'm not in the studio right now, but I have a framed picture of Gusto.
Yeah. I remember that one. I remember you showed us that one the last time.
Yes. Yeah.
And how it's your favorite, it's literally a lot of people's favorite. Like I've seen also with how people speak about it online, and also it's my personal favorite. My list would say I'm biased because I'm a Stogie fan, but it's literally one of my favorites as well. And I've seen how people appreciated that particular one. I think for a lot of us, it was a thing of, it's not something you would particularly expect,
Yeah.
So they were happy when you made it happen, and I feel like that's what people appreciated more from that. I myself included.
Yeah, because when because usually, right, what I like doing is whenever I shoot an exclusive, I have a whole like rollout plan. Like, say for example, I shoot on the Thursday, and then I'll go, okay, so I'm gonna tell everyone about this special on Monday, and then on Tuesday I'm gonna drop the artwork, and then But with this, homie, when Stogie left, I dropped the picture same time. I was like, oh yes, this is happening, So yeah, man, that was man, like I think for a while after that, I was worried that no one would want to pull up to SOTRA Cyphers because how do you rap after Stogie?
After that, yeah.
How do you, and I remember this homie of mine, Pagzito. Shout out to Pagzito. Pagzito actually sent me a voice note. He was like, "SPeeKa, what a rapper young."
Actually, funny thing. I'm trying to get Pagzito to come on here as well, because I've spoken to him before when I was doing the hip hop show. So I actually want to get him on here. So I have to remind him. I have to send him a text again, just to remind him that, dude, we need to speak to you. We've spoken with P. Dot already. P. Dot basically from Pretoria now, but want someone directly from Pretoria to come to us and speak Pretoria over here and tell us about his journey.
Yeah. I love that Pretoria slang, dog. Yeah. Oh, I love that Pretoria slang, dog.
I feel like Manelis will be lost most of the time because I'm better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, you've told us Stogie is your favorite. Okay, that's your favorite cipher. But because I know that you've had ciphers where you had more than one guy come on the mic and do it. With the one where you had multiple rappers come on, which cipher do you consider to be your favorite?
It would have to be part 39. Part 39, where I have Ili Amin and Tony Dangler. I have them again in part 56, and that's probably my. And like, no, you see now. Wait, let me. Okay. So for the longest time, right, it was part 39. But I feel like this year I shot some of my favorite episodes, like from okay, no, not this year, maybe like late last year, like from part 51, the 50s episodes.
I've been pushing that mark, okay.
Part 51 with the assembly, that one.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's part 54 with the Tapestry.
Yeah.
A Tapestry Collective. And then there's 50. Oh man, I can't remember now. Usually, like, you know, but I can't. But yeah, the part 50s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They've been fire. But to answer your question, 39, definitely 39.
39.
Okay.
Definitely 39. I love that episode, man. 39.
It's a special place in your heart.
Yes, because another thing with part 39, it was the first time I had a similar situation with Stogie, but the only difference is that with the Revival guys, I had worked with them before, but it was my first time having them on SOTRA Cyphers, and I had worked with them and known them probably since around 2012, 2013. And that episode dropped in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So it was like, and Revolution is like one of my favorite rap groups in the country, and to have two of my favorite members from that group and they delivered, man. Please, when we're done with this, go to part 39. Go to part 39.
Like the way you hype it up now, it's like we should all go back and listen to it again.
Go to 39. Go to 39. Go to 39. Please.
I'm actually tempted to stop this thing and actually go watch it, and then you come back and
come back
to it will do a part 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While we're still on all these parts, like I just wanted to know, do you produce all the beats yourself?
Yes. For the last 7 years, and funny you should ask that because I got something else to plug in now.
Yeah.
So in the last 7 years, every single beat you've heard on SOTRA Cyphers, I made. And like that was basically, I mean, besides putting rappers on, was number one above everything that I am creatively. Beatmaker is like my core passion, right?
Yeah.
So that was like, I need something that's going to keep me making beats. And I want to make beats and then call people to come rap on my beat, on my platform. So yeah, every single beat you've heard on all the exclusives, all the normal numbered episodes, all my beats until now. So I've recently collaborated with the good folks at Beatmakers Market. We are running this this competition called the June Sample Challenge. So what they do is each year they run a monthly sample challenge where they put up a sample and then they ask producers to sample that beat, and then the best beat the best beat gets picked, and then the winner of that month's challenge then makes it through to the finals at the end of the year, right?
Okay.
So this year in June, it's not a sample challenge, it's just a do whatever dope beat you can, let SPeeKa hear it, and he'll pick the best one, and the best beat will get used on SOTRA Cyphers. So that is like that I don't know, man. I feel amazing. Like that's a massive win, because
honor, yeah.
So like coming to this platform where I've been basically hogging the whole beat making space. Mine. So so like there's gonna be the winner will be literally the only producer ever to say the words, I produced an episode on SOTRA Cyphers. The only other, and and besides that, they get to make it to the finals of the Beatmaker of the Year competition in September, October. Yeah.
And that's something worth boasting about. It really is something worth boasting about. And I produced a SOTRA Cyphers beat.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. That's why.
Put it on your bio there.
That's why I'm pushing it hard. Like on my socials, like, beat makers, do not sleep on this. Do not sleep on it, because it's man. Like I've protected this because I've thought about it for years. Like, man, why don't I
collaborate?
Get beat makers. I was like, I don't want to do that, because I feel like if I want to get beat makers on, I would then have to like have a budget to buy beats, and I'm not that moneyed. So I was like, no, it's fine. I mean, I know how to make beats, so I might as well.
Might as well do it yourself. Now, which rapper would you like to have? Okay, first, because this is two people. First, which rapper would you like to have? Who is on your wish list to be on SOTRA Cyphers? And secondly, which producer would you love to see produce a beat for SOTRA Cyphers?
Okay, now like eventually, I think I'm gonna get to a point where I invite other producers. Not right now, maybe in a few years, but eventually. But in terms of rappers that I would like to have on SOTRA Cyphers, man, so many. But without a doubt, at the very top of my list, man, Ginger Trill, man.
Yeah.
Ginger Trill.
Yeah.
Ginger Trill.
Yes.
That's like, Ginger Trill.
I hear it.
Yeah, Z will be the first person to watch that one.
Yeah, word.
Yeah.
You expose my biases all the time.
So Ginger Trill. Would we do to have P Dot? They have P Dot as well. Yeah. And I mean, dog, Reese. Hey, Reese. Definitely, I'd love to have a Reese, man.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Eugen Blackrock. Oh my.
Ooh.
Yes.
Pretty ugly with body.
Yes.
Zulu Mecca. Why are you doing this to me, guys?
Solid list. Solid.
Trying to think. Master Difference.
Yeah. Actually.
You guys know Master Difference?
Yeah.
Master Difference, definitely.
Those things.
I would love to have Gigi Lamayne.
Oh yeah.
Guys,
Gigi
Lamayne raps.
Gigi
Lamayne raps.
She does.
Gigi would eat.
Rouge. Yes, definitely Rouge. And of course, I mean, if in these guys, because I feel like you see your Reese's, your Caspers, your Nasty C's, you know, I feel for me, I feel like they're too far
They're
for me
gone.
to reach. You know? They're gone, dog. I don't. You know, I feel like if I were to approach them on some, yo, man, I have this thing called SOTRA Cyphers. Would you like to? Nah, dog, I gotta fly to the States, you know, to do some. Yeah, you know, I don't know about coming to some dodgy
But
back
you had
room in
Stogie, dog.
rap.
You had
That's
Stogie. And those people that you mentioned right now, a lot of them have Stogie in their top 5.
They do, right? But my question is, and this is not a shot at them, but do they love the culture as much as Stogie does?
Okay.
Because the thing with Stogie is about the culture. Yo, you know when he pulled up, he pulled up in my head, I was like, yo, I mean, this is Stogie, dog. He's gonna pull up here with, you know, an entourage, publicist. You know, they're like 5 people. No,
not Stogie.
One man alone. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You know,
when
carry on. No, carry on.
Yeah, literally, dog. When he called me, he's like, "Yo, I'm outside." I walked out, and my first words that came out of my mouth when I saw him, true story. The first word I said, "Holy shit, you actually came." I said that. I said those exact. I was a fan. He came through, and then a funny story because it was like, for me, it was like this. I hope no one is seeing this. My next door neighbor happened to walk out as Stogie was. He ran to him. They took pictures. Like, damn, someone saw. All right, cool. And then he walked in, and I was explaining to him, was like, yo, man, I can't believe this is happening. You know, as we walk into the studio, I'm like, I can't believe this is happening, man. This is wild for me, man. I feel like at any second I'm about to die because this is unbelievable.
You're gonna pass out.
This is unbelievable. You know, like, and I was just rambling. And he says to me, oh, and I wanted to tell him the story of when I went to go buy this Eminem album, the Slim Shady LP. And I was telling him, like, what I'm feeling right now is the exact same feeling when I went to go buy that album. And he's like, wait, what do you mean? Wait, before you tell me that story, he puts his phone down and he records it. And he actually put up me telling that story on his IG, right? So I was like, that album, right? That album, the Slim Shady LP, when I was in high school, it was, you couldn't get it anywhere.
Anyway.
Right? And when I finally found the original CD at the Musica that was at Southgate Mall, I was so happy and so excited that on the taxi on my way back home, I literally thought the taxi is going to crash and burn and I'm going to die before listening to this album. There's no way I'm really about to listen to this album that I've been dreaming about listening to for years. I cannot. What is happening right now? And then I got home and I put it on and I pressed play and I was so happy, like dog, like, yo, you know. So that moment was exactly how I felt up until the moments leading up to Stogie actually showing up. I mean, literally from when he said, I'm coming on Thursday. When he said, I'm coming on Thursday, he told me that on Saturday. He's like, next Thursday, I'm coming. From Saturday.
How did you sleep?
Monday. Oh, good question. I can't remember. Did I sleep? Did I sleep? I can't remember. You know? Yeah, so that man, I was so anxious. I couldn't believe that it was about to happen. And then when it finally happened, and, you know, I had my camera in my hand, and I was afraid that my hand was going to shake, but no.
Okay.
The composure was there. The composure was there. Hand was steady. Did my thing. You know, I was like, yeah, so, you know, and he did it in one take. He didn't sit down the entire time he was here. We didn't sit down and have a chat. No. He came in He was on his feet. We had that chat. I was telling him, yeah, you know, I had the story about Eminem, blah, 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 blah. Ah, we're good. All right, cool. Let's go. Da, 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 da. Cut. Nice. Man, it's been real. Bam. Left. That his entire time here was like no longer than 20 minutes. No longer than 15 minutes. In and out. In and out.
But it must have felt like he was there forever.
Bro.
Amazing.
Anyway. Yeah. I don't even remember what the question was. What was the question?
Do I even remember what the question was?
Because I could talk about that moment for hours.
Yeah. I even forgot what I wanted to say earlier. But I mean, it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing because I also remember, even though I mean it was on Zoom, it was sort of like a similar feeling when Xolim Ngwango came on when you asked her to have an interview with her. And I'm waiting because I'm always the first one here. I'm waiting for her to come on, and the name pops up, and I'm like, wow, she's actually really here. She's actually really doing this thing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. It's like a crazy feeling, you know, when someone has done so much in the music business and in what they're doing, and they do it so brilliantly. And they actually give you the time of day to share. They share a part of their life because that's actually them sharing a part of their life with you. This is something that is stuck with us, you know, and it's such it's an amazing feeling.
Too much.
It's so wild. And also when you speak, Melissa, he's speaking about how when someone shares a part of them with you, right? And I feel like that's what you did when you were sharing. Not necessarily sharing, but coming together with Uzago with regards to the KZN lockdown cyphers, right? How did that collaboration come along, and what made you guys do it and decide to like share that space and do this thing together like that?
Okay, should I start from the beginning, or
please,
you know, just keep it light?
For those who don't know, because some of us know, guys, now I was following the whole thing on social media. I saw it play out, you know.
Okay,
but some people don't.
Okay, I'm going to start by giving you guys a young backstory. Like basically the entire my entire journey leading up to collabing with Zagwe, right?
Yeah.
So the year is 2010. Right? 2010, that is when I first heard Zagwe, right? There was this mixtape that was called, I think it was called 031 mixtape. And he had us. It was you know, various artists on the tape, and he had a solo joint. And his verse, "Home Your Mind," we used to pump. We were like, "Who is this guy?" Wow! It was flawless, right? Yeah. And then fast forward a few months down the line, we find out that remember the guy we were pumping? Yeah, he's signed to Native Rhythms now. Word. And then now. Word got around that he was working on his debut album, you know, and now us beat makers who are like trying to get on. Yeah. I can't remember how, but I got Zagwe's email then, right? Got Zagwe's email, and I sent him like, I don't know, 10 beats or something. Right. And I remember in the email, man, in the body of the email, I was like, yo, Zagwe, man, such a big fan. I heard that you're working on your debut album. It would be so dope to get production credits, man. Because, I feel like, you know, you're so dope. And, you're like the realest. I went on, right? Yeah. Test the beats and then waited. And I was doing that for a bunch of big names. If I'd come across, like, and then, but now that in retrospect, I'm like, was it Kuli China's email address though? You know, because I got a bunch of them, and I sent all of them beats, and of all those, like, when I tell you I sent all of them, I mean like everyone in the game. If anyone said, "Hey, I got email Gaspar," I'm like, "Yeah, Zohan." I sent everyone beats, and the only person who responded was Uzago, right? But he never said, "Oh man, I'm using this beat." he was cool about it. He was like, oh man, yeah, these are nice beats. I like that one beat where yeah, cool. But he doesn't say he let me down easy. He could have just ignored, but he was like,
nice,
I like the beat, man. Yeah, you're nice, but yeah, that was that. Took my L, tucked my tail in between my legs, and kept it moving. Fast forward now, 2016. That's when I start SOTRA Cyphers. Now, at this point in my life, in my career, I had basically given up on the whole concept of trying to be a super producer, like trying to be, trying to produce that one song for an artist and then blowing up. I gave up on that because I had tried that for so many years and it wasn't working.
Didn't work, yeah.
But I still love what I do. So this little thing right here was my way of saying I want to keep making beats and, whatever. If you're nice, come through and rap, right? So I did that 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, pandemic hits, the C word hits. Zagwe then starts his KZN lockdown cypher during lockdown, right?
Yeah.
And he hits up Anzo. He's like, yo, Anzo, I know you on SOTRA Cyphers. You obviously know that SPeeKa guy. Give me his numbers. Anzo comes back to me like, hey, brah, Zawe wants your number. I was like, what do you mean? What are you saying to me right now, man? What? Does he want me to produce something? I don't want to produce I don't want to be that guy. Like, nah, he wants to highlight you about something. I was like, word? Now I'm curious, and I give Anzo my number and he gives it to Zagwe. And I completely forget because he didn't hit me up like immediately after I sent him the number. Like maybe like, I don't know, a few months or a few weeks later, then I get the call. It's like, yo, what's up, my Chi? Got your number from Anzo. Yeah, and I had been following KZN Lockdown Cypher. I loved KZN Lockdown Cypher. I was just a fan, and he's like, yeah. So I was thinking that, later on in the year or next year, we do something where, I'll pull up cats from KZN Lockdown Cypher, and then you in Gauteng pull up cats for SOTRA Cyphers. And then, I mean, obviously I said yes. But at that moment, I was like, wow, this is a full circle moment.
Yeah.
When I was trying to be put on, trying to be, but when I eventually chilled and found my lane, I ended up working with the guy that I was trying to work with almost 10 years prior.
Yeah.
So it was like a personal victory that, you know what, maybe I am doing something right because the guys that I've been trying to work with now want to work with me because of this thing that I do that I didn't think a gold-selling artist, that a gold-selling artist would be interested in. And that Zago is another one, that I put up there with your Stogies, They respect the culture. It's very, very rare, man, in this industry. It is very rare because once people get in the game, it's not culture. It's about me.
It's about the money. It's about the blowing up. It's not about the culture. No, I hear you.
Right. So it was an immediate yes from me. I told him, man, say when. And so this is late 2020. And I said, say when. And then cool. And I think it was around November, right? Sharp. And then November, it's quiet. December, it's quiet. But I understood because it's December. And this is like he's a working musician. It's Zago. He's getting booked every weekend in December. So I was like, no, it's cool. I'll wait. Sure enough, Jan, when now the bookings have cooled down, now he can work, hits me up. He's like, all right, my guy, I'm ready. Let's do this. Like, all right. I picked my 15 guys and sent them all the beat, and I shot everyone's verse in 1 or 2 days. 1 or 2 days, I shot everyone's verse, edited it, and I told him, yeah, man, I'm ready.
I'm done.
Because the difference is with Uzagwe, because he doesn't shoot the KZN guys himself. Yeah, the rappers shoot and then they submit to him. Whereas with me, I'm the one who shoots. I'm the one who edits. I'm more hands-on. So we had to wait for everyone to submit like individually on his side. In fact, we started with the KZN Lockdown 7 SOTRA Cyphers without him having all the verses. The other verses he received as we were going with it, And I understood that because I mean there are delays. So yeah, that was crazy fun. That was crazy fun.
Yeah. I'm actually curious because I see the Zagwe thing coming back to you. I see the back to the city, but I want to know what doors has SOTRA Cyphers opened for you, and how has that changed the way that you actually see the hip hop culture in South Africa?
Okay, there's this. I think the more I think about it, I can't point to one exact thing that I would say because of SOTRA Cyphers,
This has happened, yeah.
I can't, but I will say, however, I mean, obviously, getting to work with Stogie, I feel like we're gonna keep coming back to that because I mean that was, that was. I mean, that was. That's not a door open. That's like the pearly gates.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah. It's those little things, man. Where now I'm selling merch because of this thing. That's a win. I'm being recognized. Like if I'm walking in like maybe a car or whatever. Yeah, SPeeKa, things like that. So yeah, man. I don't know. But the work that I've put in has sort of gotten me closer and closer to my eventual goal, which I'm still not sure what it is as yet, but I'm putting together the pieces, and eventually eventually when it does pop off, I'll be able to point to the one thing where I go, see this door right here. This is where it's led me, and Indaba, there is something, but this one, I mean, I know it's you guys, but this one I can't mention. I mean, I got love for you guys, and I'd love to give you guys, but this one, I don't want to put it out as yet. But when it does happen, you, man, I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna text you guys and tell you. Remember that time when I said this is the thing I was talking about? So that thing that I'm talking about is probably the door. It's probably the door. Right. So let me not say much about it at this point, but I'm telling you, man, when it happens, that's when you're gonna want to shoot that patri.
All right.
but I feel like I can give you a door before the door, right? There's something I saw earlier. You were speaking about how, like all of us, how we used to buy hype magazines back in high school, to being featured in hype articles, and now you play at hype gigs.
Yes.
Looking back, those are things that you work towards, and those are things that I feel like SOTRA Cyphers has really opened doors for you when it comes to,
That is 100% correct. I feel like an idiot for forgetting about that. Because Hype magazine, yes, you are 100% correct, because the first time I ever saw my name in a Hype magazine was in, I think, 2013, 2014, and on the cover of that Hype magazine was Park in black and white. Right, Park was in black and I'll never forget. think I still have the disc because I'm featured in that Hype Issues mixtape, right?
Yeah.
And so that was huge for me at the time. But in terms of like articles, you're right. I think probably that's a huge door that SOTRA Cyphers opened, because the first article about me was about SOTRA Cyphers. Then they even because in the article I even had to give my top 10 favorite SOTRA Cyphers of all time. And yes, in on the 1st of July, there's that Hype magazine, Hype Massacre event that I've been booked at. So yes, so to re-answer your question, see that door? That's one door. That's a pretty dope door, man. Because Hype is so
held us together as a
oh man.
And honestly, guys, if we have to give people their flowers, Hype did that for hip hop in this country.
Because I feel like Hype magazine, it's sort of like legitimized, SA hip hop culture. Like, okay, Sharp, you see us in the corners every now and then, but we have magazines now, homie. We have magazines. Not only are we winning summers, but we have magazines now, right? Yeah. And then fast forward a few years, now we have festivals, sir, right? Now we have people that have clothing brands, so Hype was like at the core of that, because they were also, I remember that one segment where they used to like interview rappers about the verses they wrote, so man, so getting on Hype. This thing led me to Hype magazine, man. Yes.
Because
thank you, Z. Thank you.
Z is a rapping about Hype magazine, so that's the culture.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, I'm looking at your life, considering with the first part that we did. I'm looking at your life, which is there's a lot of interesting things. The way that that things happen for you is very, very interesting. So it's not the usual way that people usually go about whatever it is that they do. People don't take the route that you've been made to take, basically. So SOTRA Cyphers, I believe, at some point is going to get to a point where it's maybe bigger, if not as big as the Sway freestyles, where people actually do want to come to you. You no longer have to get in touch with anyone. No, but people will actually want to be part of SOTRA Cyphers. So that's actually one of the things that I'm seeing with the way things are going, and it's very, very.
That's one of one of my goals, man. It is definitely one of my goals. I want my ultimate goal, I think, would be for when a rapper is about to drop an album and they have to do like a press run. One of their stops has to be. I have to drop that. I have to drop the SOTRA. Like their team has to put pressure on them. Why are you not dropping a SOTRA Cypher? Are you out of your mind? Are you So that is the ultimate. Because man, I could show you my sent folder of hi, my name is SPeeKa. I have this web series called SOTRA Cyphers. It would be so dope to have you come on. I respect your work. I'm a huge fan. Here's a clip of Stogie. He was on the show. Here's a clip of Sizo Alakan. He was on the show. Here's Emphatic Tabs. He was on the show. So I feel like you are important as well. Please come through. Crickets.
Move
on to the next one.
I hear you.
That's I'm used to it, and it doesn't really bother me. But I wish like the guys that I hit up would be on some. You know what? I have to go there. I have to go there. One of the few guys that felt like, Envy. Envy, dog. What?
Envy.
Do I have to say anything else? Because with Envy, how we linked up is that I'm homies with a guy who has produced music for him. My homie Slickwitted. Slickwitted also produced that song Paris, that piano song. Yeah, he's also produced. Yeah, he's also produced stuff for Envy. So I say to him like, "Yo, dog, I mean, if you can put in a word, tell Envy if he needs to, tell Envy and Peter if they need to put up SOTRA Cyphers, tell him to holler." He's like, "What? I'll tell him." And then he told him, and then he's like, "Yo, man, Envy wants your number." I was like, "What?" Send him my number. And then from there, it was like, I have to come through. When are you available? Let's do this. So it would be so dope if everyone in hip hop, in the hip hop industry or culture, whatever you want to call it, took it that seriously, on some, I have to do this. I have to do this. So peace. Major love to Envy, man.
Remember how people used to line up for the food clip?
Yes.
There will be everyone for SOTRA Cyphers. With the way the work has been going, the consistency, I don't see it not happening.
Yeah, I mean, technically, that is how it's happening. Because I mean, every day I'll get an email, like a text from a kid. "Yo, SPeeKa, can I please get on SOTRA Cyphers?" And then, because I think most people think that they have to be an Envy or a Stogie to come through, and that is not how it works. I mean, those guys are obviously legends, and having them on is a massive honor. But essentially, it's all about, man, are you nice? That is all I care about. And when these guys sent me their links, and most of the guys, all of the guys that I've put on will tell you this, that they'll send me something. If you are I'll tell you, my man, are you available on Saturday? I'm shooting an episode. Can you pull up? Cool, let's go. And then if they're not dope, unfortunately, I have to be that guy. Ish, dog. You see, and the problem is, because we are from the full clip days, the Slaghuis days, where when you are whack, you are told. You are whack.
Yeah.
Right? So now with us, we have to be more
nice.
Maybe this is not like, I wish I had that same. I mean, every now and then, if I'm having a bad day, someone says me a whack, I'll straight up say, "I know that's whack." If I'm having a bad day, but back then it wasn't about them having a bad. If you're whack, the full clip.
Who would tell you now? Now,
whack,
yeah,
I remember. She's actually said the words "whack" since him. Okay, whack. Okay, what was
they were not trying to say it, and also rappers were not as sensitive. But I feel like, if anything, that actually pushed them to work harder. Because when they pulled through a few months later, they were different. They sounded better. So
yeah, I mean, like we like this whole culture of everyone has to be nice to you. Everyone has to no, hard dog, put him on, dog, nigga, a chance. No, he's whack. He needs to improve.
Let us be honest.
He's whack.
Let us be honest. Yeah.
It's not a talent show. It's not a talent show. Like, I'm not trying to find out if you're like, no, are you nice? You're nice? That's right.
Nice, yeah.
Whack, go back, work on it. I've told a lot of young guys that, man, please continue. If you are really, really serious about this, continue to work at it.
Yeah.
And know that you won't get better in a month, possibly not even in a year. So if you are really about this life and you love it, you will be patient enough to understand that it might take you 5 years to get to an even decent level, because right now you are not there. Tell them that, and the whole world falls apart. And oh my God, SPeeKa thinks I'm like, this guy.
I mean, there are people who are dope, who took years to get where they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Okwesta likes calling himself a 10-year overnight success, because that's how long it took for people to actually recognize. And one thing about him, he's been dope from the get. But they said it took that long for him to actually get recognized the way he was. There's nothing wrong with going back and working on your craft.
You know what I mean? And that's what is lost with with today's artists. It's because of the internet, because they think because you know what, because you have your own recording setup. It's your first time ever recorded. It sounds horrible, but you don't know that, right? But you go, oh, this sounds dope. Let me put it up online. And then your friend hears it, who knows nothing about rap or music. They tell you are dope. Oh, true story. I once had a guy that I told, dog, I don't think you're there yet, but continue to do what you do. And eventually you're gonna get better at it. And he straight up said to me, but dog, like in my hood, all my homies, they think I'm nice. I'm like, all right, cool then. Make music for them. Leave me alone then. Make music for them. If they think you're nice, tell your 5 homies, make an album and sell that same album with that same level of skill to those 5 homies.
Yeah.
To those 5 homies that think you are the best thing in the world.
Who are not telling you the truth, yeah?
Who are not telling you the truth. They're being nice to you. They're being nice. I have homies. A homie of mine, my closest friend, Kabza. He has literally been there from the first day I made a beat. And to this day, I'll make a beat now. He listens to it, he's like, wow, that is a horrible beat. What's wrong with you? I go, damn. And I go, damn.
And that's why he's still around, honestly.
That's why he's still the homie, That's why he's still the homie. Yeah, you need people to tell you when you're trash. But I talk, man. No.
Dog. Yeah, and the thing about rap is that I think it's the only genre of music that can be considered a sport, because you can go and do any other genre of music and it is what it is. You're good. People don't really compete. People don't really compete when it comes to singing R&B or whatever, or at least as much as in rap. But in rap, either you're good or you're not. And if you're good, people are going to tell you that you're good. If you're not, you're going to hear the boos, you're going to get booed off stage, and things like that. So with rap, I feel like a lot of people, more people, especially the kids, they need to really look at it in that way. My friends and my family, their opinion shouldn't count. They shouldn't count for anything. Really but what do strangers say when I actually get on stage and lay my 16? I think that's where that's the opinion that counts more than anything else.
Definitely. And also with rap, also with the music, like I've also like felt like it doesn't get that same respect, because like with jazz, say for example, if you are, I don't know, a saxophonist, if you are not good at it, they're not going to give you it. No, you suck. Go work. Go.
Yes.
But with rap, they feel like you have to give them a chance. Nah, dog, give him it. No, you're not good. You're not good. So they need to give it that same respect. Like, look, man, this is an art form, and it requires a certain discipline. And if you are not on that level, then you have to be real and put in the work and get better. Don't let the internet fool you into thinking, I know. I mean, if he could do it, then also me, I can also.
Speak of moving on from that, I want to know where do you want to see SOTRA Cyphers go? Because I know you mentioned people actually wanting to be on the platform, but besides that, where do you see SOTRA Cyphers in hip hop culture? Where does it stand?
Yeah.
So at the moment, in the moment, I don't want to reveal too much, guys, because people are gonna lawyer me. They want to lawyer me. They want to say, I want yeah, but I'll tell you this though.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, by the end of this year, there things are gonna be very different for SOTRA Cyphers.
Love it.
I give you guys my word.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. By the end of the year, things are going to be very different. There'll still be, the online web series, but there's going to be other stuff that I'd love to tell you.
We'll see when it happens. We'll still be here.
See when it happens. We'll be here.
I want to play my cards close to my chest at this point.
Yeah. Now, we fully understand. Yeah, we fully understand because with us as well, with the podcast, we also do have very big plans, and these are things that we only Z and I talk about. I don't talk about it with anybody else. So it's only Z.
Then why are you making me do this? Why are you making me do this then?
About you right now.
So guys, what are you planning with your pod? Tell me all your plans. See how that feels?
What I can tell you, I can actually answer that. What I'll tell you is when you do what you're doing in December, when whatever it is that you're planning to do by December, we'll actually sit down in person and talk about it. That's as much as I can tell you right now. That we'll talk. Yeah, we'll be recording this in person by then.
In person, yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I mean, I'm out of questions. I don't have anything else to speak. I don't know if you have anything, Z.
I have one last thing, right? I went back on Twitter recently, right? My listener knows that I've been off like Twitter for a while because that space just hasn't been conducive for me. But I saw a tweet earlier from who's the push-on pages, and I actually pulled it up, and it was like, I repeat, we owe serious flowers to the cats that kept going when things were looking grim for SA hip hop. When some fans, some DJs, some artists started believing that the hype over it's dying, but these cats, known and unknown, are throwing in the work. And for that, siyabonga. And for me, that's all I want to say. I've been following a journey since like literally 4 clip days, and I'm very big on like SA hip hop. I believe in SA hip hop with everything in me, and I've seen the growth. I've seen how you've put others on, and I generally just want to say that I believe in giving people their flowers while they're still around. And I just want to say thank you for all you've done for the game. It doesn't go unnoticed. Like, we've seen it, and we'll continue enjoying the growth.
I appreciate it so much, especially coming from someone who, from what I can hear, is as passionate about SA hip hop as I am. Because saying that I am obsessed is an understatement. Yeah. It is an understatement. I love this thing. Yeah. I love this thing. So I appreciate it, and I'll have you know, sir, ma'am, not stopping anytime soon. Know that.
As you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, we don't expect you to stop. If you do stop, we'll actually find your address and it will make you continue where you left off.
What you gotta do?
15 minutes, I'm there.
I'm in Protect Land, though, not in DK.
Oh, yeah, in Protect Land. It's even closer, actually. Way closer. I'm in
Is it closer?
So, I'm here.
Oh, I cool.
Yeah. SPeeKa, do you have any last words for us for this time around in part 2 before we go to part 3?
Man, I guess hip hop dog.
Yeah.
Hip hop dog.
Yeah. So, what do I have? What do I have to say? Yeah, no, just that 3 anniversary. I can tell you because I'm announcing tomorrow. So it's actually dropping on the 26th of June.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can say that now because I realized I'm making that official tomorrow, and that isn't dropping like right.
Yeah, this is coming on Wednesday. So, it's coming on Wednesday.
So 26 June, Monday, 7 a.m. Expect a movie. Expect a film, cinema, motion picture. film. Film. Yeah. So there's going to be the anniversary, and then there's going to be more episodes coming. And by the way, I'm actually at the moment putting together an album, because I dropped an EP in 2017 called Organized Crime. So I'm dropping Organized Crime 2, which is a full length like project where, I mean, I don't rap on it, maybe like on one song, but essentially it's like, you know when producers do albums, it's I produce everything and I just call artists, I want you here, I want you here, I want you. So that's the other thing that I'm working on, and I am definitely putting my heart and soul into that. And that's going to be when the rollout for that happens, that's also going to be quite special. And this is the first time I'm mentioning this in any interview. So
awesome. Yeah, we love these exclusives, man.
Exclusive. Yeah. Other than that, thank you guys for having me. A massive honor. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love. And that's all I got to say.
Yeah, no, man. Thank you very much, man. We really love you. We love the work that you do. Yeah. We love your passion for the music. We love your passion for the culture. And thank you again for giving us your time, for spending this time with us. We really truly appreciate it. And we're looking forward to seeing what SOTRA Cyphers and what SPeeKa does for us. And actually, because I know you should be at Back to the City this year again. And I'll definitely be there.
If they book me,
Yeah.
No, but,
I mean, they have
look, even if they don't book me, I'm there.
Exactly, for the culture.
For the culture.
Yeah, we'll actually be there. And fun fact, actually, this will be my second time being at Back to the City. Last year was my first time. And I'm never missing any other Back to the City again.
Yeah, you mentioned that. My first Back to the City was in 2010. It was in 2010, after a late homie of ours, Pax Menace. The year before that, in 2009, he was literally in a taxi, passing right here in the hood, and he sticks out his head, and he's like, "Hey, yo, SPeeKa, you going to Back to the City?" Right? And I looked at him and I said, "What the hell is that?" Right? And then fast forward 2010, I was there. 2010, I think in the last, since 2010, I probably missed one or two.
I think one.
Okay.
I think it was just 2018. From Under the Bridge to them owning Nurses No Space.
Yes.
Remember Under the Bridge days?
Yes. The 2010 was still on the bridge. The
Under
culture.
The bridge,
the culture.
Yes.
Man. SPeeKa, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for your time. We'll definitely going to keep in touch, because actually I still need to see that Love Haze documentary that you guys did. I'm looking forward. We'll have to make time for it. Yeah, I'll have to make time for that. But we'll definitely keep in touch. But for now, for today, thank you very much, man. We really do appreciate your time.
Yeah. Thank you all for having me. Until whenever, Patri.
Until Patri. And thank you very much for watching this episode, for spending your time with us. We will be back again with something different, definitely something different next week. Hopefully it'll be an international one, but I don't want to make promises, because the last couple of times I made promises, I wasn't able to keep them. So this is not a promise, but in the meantime, please subscribe, please like, please comment, and please share this with everyone. We'll still have more interesting conversations to come. Cheers.
Yeah. Thank you so much.